we've adapted a text from chapter 7 of the novel. In this chapter, Gulliver, the protagonist is known, has spent what he feels is all too long among the Hinds, these emotionless beings. And he is just terribly sad and despair. Well, I'll get around shortly to discussing what happens to him there, but this chapter will be presented as a dialogue with a bit of narration by me, by two Hungarian actors in New York, whose acting is done in English, and I invite them to the stage, and then I will introduce them. This is Andrea Sooch, a native of Budapest, Hungary. In 1993, she moved to New York, where she received a scholarship at the American Musical and Dramatic Academy. After completing its musical theater program, her favorite stage credits included the Broadway production of The Wizard of Oz with Mickey Rooney and Eartha Kitt, Maria in Nine, Irena in The Music Lesson, and All Four Fraus in the New York City premiere of All Through the Night. Her film and TV credits include Law and Order, True Blood, All My Children, Guiding Light, and 100 Years of Evil. Andrea also enjoys her work as a Hungarian English editor and interpreter, and she is currently pursuing a master's degree in social work on a clinical track at Fordham University. Standing on the other side is Adam Boncz. Oh, by the way, Andrea's website is Andrea Sooch, spelled in English, SOOCH.net. So, thought I'd mention that. I'm going to mention Adam's website as well. Adam Boncz began acting at the age of 17 at the National Theatre in his native Szeged, Hungary, where he performed roles such as Arthur Rimbaud in Total Escape, Georgie in A Clockwork Orange, Olchvary in The Lower Depths, and Pietra in Fiddler on the Roof. He later studied at the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Arts, and was subsequently accepted to the Lee Strasberg Theater and Film Institute in New York, where he graduated in 2009. In New York, he's appeared in numerous productions such as Reconstruction and Auto da Fe, both directed by Oscar nominee Josh Fox, the off-Broadway play Neither Heaven Nor Earth, and Hypnotic in Theater for the New City. He recently appeared in Lincoln Center's Portraits in Dramatic Time. Adam is also a founding member of Hybrid Theater Works and Gia Farakis and Company. And his website is adamboncz, BONCZ.com. So a brief introduction to the 7th chapter before the narrator continues. So Gulliver misses his home, England. He's in despair. He arrives at the point where in the chapter, according to the chapter introduction, in Gulliver's Travels-like mode, each chapter has such an introduction, the author becomes acquainted with a Hin woman in whom he wants to build a soul. His experiments have unfortunate consequences. After work, I hurried to the seashore, where I took a long walk. Evening was closing in when bitterness drove me from the teeming masses of soundless hymns. I clambered up the rocks. The air was soft and spicy. The moon slowly emerged from the water. In the distance, strange birds circled in the sky. Crickets chirped. My heart was overflowing with the will to live, with intoxicating desire. Down below, the hymns were wordlessly walking, sitting, lying alone, oblivious to the poetry of nature. Far away, my friends were having a fine old time at the club. The speakers in Hyde Park were expounding their views of the world. Ladies were hurrying to the theater in their chanting attire. Helplessness twisted my heart. I could bear loneliness no more. I scrambled down the rocks, all traces of my inhibition gone. On one of the seaside benches, there lay a woman. Her light outfit made even more obvious the harmony of her clean, Aphrodite-like face. I approached.
Don't make me get up. The next bench is unoccupied.
No, I
I don't want to lie down. I should like to talk to you.
What do you wish?
Do you see the ocean? Do you feel the atmosphere of the evening? Don't you find this rather pleasant?
Yes, I do. It is pleasant. What do you wish?
What do I wish? Nothing. Warmth. I should like to get closer to you.
Are you cold?
No, not in the least.
Then why do you say so?
No, I don't mean that kind of warmth. I simply want your closeness. I want to hear your voice.
Why?
For your voice itself. I want to have somebody who I can talk to. Not out of necessity, but for pleasure. About little things. To make our lives more pleasant.
Why waste life with empty conversations?
Tell me, don't you sometimes feel that you need someone who appreciates you? Someone to whom you can relate what pleases and displeases you. Someone you find more pleasant than others. I need someone. Very much. Someone to hold. Someone to whom I can nestle close. Someone to exchange tender words with, and whose voice would quench my thirst. Someone to look at the moon with as it dances on the waves, and to look with at the stars, at the evening, the sea, this endless night that drives people to each other and open hearts to each other.
I don't understand. Stop it. Time is passing without purpose, whereas I have a wish.
I am at your disposal.
My desire has awakened, and apart from this, I have still to give birth to 2 children. Are you available for sexual work?
Well, isn't that what I've been speaking about?
No. You spoke of the sea, star, moons, and the night.
But imagine if the sun in the sky gave only light and no warmth.
Without the warmth of the sun, human life would become impossible.
It would. Wouldn't it? Life can really be lived only in its fullness. Because if any part of it is missing, it's no longer life.
All at once, Zolema embraced me right there by the crowded beach in a fit of what to my refined sensibilities could only be interpreted as indiscreet passion.
Should we not draw aside somewhere?
The 2 of us went not back up the rock, as I proposed, but, at Zolema's suggestion, although she was confused as to why I should not feel comfortable copulating in public, to a nearby apartment. She opened the door and proceeded to ask the occupant, a stranger, to leave for a few minutes. Without a word, the other man obliged. Zolema unfastened her clothes and threw herself at once into my arms with such ardor that I must dispense with the detail. After 2 minutes, 15 minutes, we left.
May I walk you home?
Why do you not go to your own flat?
I will accompany you only as far as your flat.
What sense is there in your going out of your way?
Tell me honestly why you don't want me to go with you.
Why should you come with me if we do not need each other anymore?
The innocent sincerity with which Zolema said this threw cold water on my earlier impression that perhaps she did have feelings waiting to be unlocked. But I did not give in. She was my last hope of building a soul and a hymn, of a tolerable life among these bland, silent beings. For her part, she was obliged to teach me, an ignorant bellowing, at my request. So she remained with me. Drawing my hand through Zolema's arm and leading her to the shore, I spoke of the beautiful feeling that in my homeland is called love, a feeling at the summit of goodness and devotion. She expressed confusion. I made things clear, and she expressed even greater confusion.
I don't understand. If I ask what love is for, you refer to the giving of things, and when I ask what we should give, you revert to love. But where is the starting point that makes both things logical and necessary?
It is essentially himself or herself that the lover gives. That is love. It is not sale and purchase.
How could I hand myself to you? How could I part with my own self?
In the way that you were mine just now.
Everyone belongs to him or herself. My hands, feet, and head are mine, and to say that someone belongs to another has no meaning.
But you gave me your body.
How have I given it? I still have it.
I see you don't understand. A love is not an equation that can be proved.
Then why do you deal with it at all?
Just because. Among us, a certain feeling of want, similar to hunger, is innate with man, which makes us sick if we don't satisfy it. Love can be given only by you, because you are good, you stroke my hair, take my arm and talk about all kinds of things.
Of what things do I speak?
All kinds of things. This is our springtime, isn't it?
It is summer now.
But it's spring for us.
Speech is for communicating existing things. How could I possibly communicate using it for something that does not